Happy Wednesday. It's still Wednesday, right? For some of you guys, most of you guys, we still got a little time. 30 minutes till, or 30-ish minutes that it's still Wednesday. Hello, everybody. This is a late My Wednesday comic stream. My name is Rocky Ballesteros. As you guys know, I'm so glad you guys are all here joining me tonight. We're doing a late stream because today's schedule didn't totally work out the way I was thinking it was going to work out. I had too many, I posted up in my community tab, I had too many conflicting appointments. I had to be on call, just a bunch of stuff, helping a friend out. And I was able to make it to the comic book shop. I did protect that for sure. Like, nobody's going to touch that for me. But everything else came colliding in, and it was like pockets of time that just wouldn't work out to do a stream. So I was kind of bummed about that when I realized I can't stream during my regular hours. And then I was looking at my haul from the store, and I was like, well, there's quite a few books. What am I going to do with those? And then I actually have two unboxings that two packages that came in a few days ago that I haven't opened, that I was waiting for a stream to open them. Usually I'll do those like at the beginning of the week, but we had the holiday on Monday. So anyway, I just decided I'm going to do a later night stream and just do it because I want to do it. I want to get to comics. I want to get talking comics. I was really looking forward to talking comics with you guys today and just sharing new stuff, current stuff, just stuff that I'm excited about. And for sure opening up these boxes because as the weird, my own weird rule that I put in place. It's like I don't like opening up my packages unless I do it on stream. So they just sit there staring at me, mocking me in my office. And I just so wanted to open them up. So we're going to do those first. We're going to definitely do the unboxings first and then get to the weekly books that I got today. But so glad you guys are here. Hope you guys had a great weekend, a long 3-day weekend. And what we had Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday. I think most everybody was off. I think that's a national holiday. On top of that, we had the inauguration, which was quite an event. I was pretty much glued to my screen that whole day watching all the reports and 5,000 inaugural balls, and it was crazy. So, and the 42 different channels that were all covering everything. So it was pretty wild, but it was kind of a fun way to, take in the weekend and, start afresh and new. But it did kind of throw all the schedules off. But anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Timmy Mello, first in chat, I want to say hey to you, man. Hey, late night stream. But you were saying just before we went live there that you might be crashing soon because you're not feeling well. Sorry to hear that, man. My daughter's not feeling well as well. She's not feeling. And so it's that time of year where temperatures change and colds and flus are rampant. And it's just that time of year. So sorry to hear that. Hope you feel well. If you're going to bed now, get a good night's rest. Take a half a Benadryl as I do when I'm sick to just conk me out. Stay warm. All sorts of the areas of the country are crazy weather. Like I shared with you guys my trip to Boston a couple streams, as I was talking to you guys a couple streams ago about being in Boston and enjoying the snow and all that. But then I saw that it's snowing like crazy in the South right now. How about that? I even saw on Mark's Music Obsession. I know Mark's not here. Mark's probably already asleep, that early bird. I saw he was posting, because I follow him on X, and he was posting pictures of the snow in Florida where he lives, which was crazy. It was a lot of snow. It was more snow that I saw in Boston. So pretty bananas. I heard it's a lot of snow in Louisiana as well, which they don't normally see snow. So yeah, just all sorts of crazy weather going on right now. Probably causing a lot of people's bodies to like freak out and not know what to do with it. So bundle up, all of you guys who are in cold weather. It's a can't complain. Ever since we came back here to the West Coast from our East Coast vacation, the weather here has been gorgeous. It's been really nice. It was actually quite warm today. So yeah, California. We got a from our friend. Oh wait, I didn't give you your props, Timmy Mello. My bad.
And the Guardians are headed to October.
That's for you, Timmy Mello. Hope you're still awake to hear that. And we got a from none other than the Chat Ninja. Comrade Sammy, what's up? Comrade Sammy was totally psyched to do a late night stream. So much so that she commented on the community tab. She jumped in here cheering late night stream. And I did take your advice, Comrade Sammy. I mean, I was saying, yeah, I'm going to probably do a late night stream. But then when I saw how excited you were, I was like, all right, let's do it. Comrade Sammy will be there. She will do it. She will be there. So awesome. Awesome that you're here. Of course I'm excited. Who besides Mark doesn't love a late night stream to keep you up all night? It's true. Mark doesn't know what he's missing. I mean, he does know what he's missing because he also commented on my post on the community tab and he was kind of bummed. So sorry, Mark. I apologize. I feel sorry for Mark too. Antoine Dennison's in the house. Reluctant mod Antoine Dennison. What's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you are well. K-pop junkie. Always good to see K-pop junkie. So we can play that clip, but as I found out last stream, K-pop is like an extreme metalhead. So maybe that was the wrong music to play for K-pop junkie. She's not metal junkie though. She's K-pop junkie. So I got to believe that her range is metal to K-pop, which is an extremely wide range. Cranberry Langers, as always, giving a shout out to everyone.
This is a cranberry full of power.
Awesome to see you, Cranberry. How are you? How's your brother and your upcoming nephew coming? When's your brother's wife due? I know you give us a little updates here and there, but that's kind of exciting. Hope the job search is going all right. Cranberry Langers, I know you've been looking for a job. There we go. Timmy Mello says you wouldn't stay too long, sick like a dog, about ready for bed. Yeah, I don't want to get sick. I don't like getting sick. Me neither. I have plans to get sick like a dog too, and I have an interview tomorrow. Oh, you have an interview. There we go. Well, hope your interview goes well. Don't what you don't want to do in your interview is to go in tired and then for you to explain to them that I was late night watching a live stream about comics. Unless you're applying for a job at a comic book store, then maybe that would work. But yeah, don't stay up too late on my account, Cranberry, but thank you for being here. Thanks, Rocky and Sammy. Caught it yesterday. I've been powering through this week. Geez. Always the second day. I find the second day is usually the worst when you start feeling the tickle in your throat or the aches. And then the second day, it's just like, ugh, it's like the hump. You get hit by the hump. So get a good rest, hydrate, lots of fluids. I just made a crazy ginger, spring onion, rock sugar, honey concoction for my daughter. I actually learned about it from this friend of ours. It's some sort of Chinese herbal thing or Chinese recipe. And I had at one time, like a long time ago, a few years ago, usually when I get sick, I'll get a cough. You guys have witnessed that before on stream. And when I get a cough, my coughs tend to linger for like months. It's really bad. It's just always been the way that happens to me. But we had a friend who made this like concoction for me. I was coughing for maybe like 2 to 3 months straight, just nonstop, not sleeping well. And she made this concoction for me. And I kid you not, like within a week, it was gone. And it was something to do with that. I mean, ginger, everybody always talks about ginger and honey, but something about that spring onion and the rock sugar, I don't know. It's worth it. Worth a shot. I'll do anything at that point. Pretty desperate. I was pretty desperate at that point. Comrade Sammy says, I hear chicken noodle soup helps. I've never really liked chicken noodle soup. I like chicken broth, but not, I don't know. Chicken noodle soup. I think I always think of like really salty Campbell's chicken noodle soup when people mention chicken noodle soup, because that's what I grew up with. Like out of the can, just warmed up with the mealy noodles and the like totally like unhealthy like vegetable bits that are sprinkled in there. I always hated that. So yeah, I don't have a fond thought of like a chicken noodle soup as far as getting sick. It'll be Wednesday for the next hour and a half, so we're good, Comrade Sammy. She's good. You're late in Australia, Rocky. Failed the Australians. I'm sure they're bummed out. Green tea has definitely helped a bit. That's good. However, green tea does have caffeine, so hopefully that doesn't keep you up if you're drinking green tea. Monday was a good day, Comrade Sammy says. Eat 2 cloves of garlic a day, Timmy Mello. That's intense. You'll start sweating garlic if you eat 2 cloves a day, but garlic does have good properties. Noted, garlic definitely has a good detox. Roasted garlic's good. I think I've told you guys before, there is a restaurant. I don't even know if it's still around in San Francisco in the like Italian district. It's called the North Beach, and it's called the Stinking Rose. And they just serve like garlic everything there. But they would do, one of their appetizers was roasted garlic like in this sizzling pan, and it was so good. But you would for sure walk out of that restaurant after eating there smelling like garlic for the next few days. Hasn't snowed where Comrade Sammy is since the last time I did a few weeks ago, and I'm disappointed. That's a bummer. I thought you went to Shant's house because of the fires. No, I didn't. I was just visiting Boston at the time, but the fires, I'm far north from the fires. They're not anywhere near where I am. LA is like 8 hours away from I am. So yeah, we haven't, I mean, sometimes when fires like that happen, you can see the smoke. The smoke gets blown up north where we are, depending on the winds, but we haven't even seen any of that. So fortunately, have not been affected by those fires, but they're still going. And I do have friends that have been affected. I don't know anybody who directly lost their house or whatever, but I do know friends of friends who have. So it's pretty tragic what's going down there. It's crazy to snow in Florida and the warm states. Yeah, it's totally crazy. Cranberry Ranger's sister-in-law is doing like May. All right. Last I heard, it's good. Awesome. We'll be waiting for the details as they unfold. Planning on leaving earlier. I already checked in with several comic book stores for a job. They said they weren't hiring or contact someone else. Yeah, it's a bummer. I know that comic book stores, I would love to work at a comic book store. Comic book stores, they run pretty lean. I mean, you're lucky to have a comic book store to begin with, and then let alone one that has like employees. Usually most comic book stores have like one employee, and that's the owner. But yeah, there's a couple in the city. Comics Experience is one of the main ones I go to, and they have a few employees. And Mission Comics has a couple employees, I think, too. So yeah, it's tough, but that's a tough. Unless you know somebody who owns the comic book store, it's a tough one to crack. But that would be fun. That would be really fun. What is this Frankenstein drink you're telling us about? It's just look it up. Just look up ginger, spring onions, and rock sugar. Usually like rock sugar, or sometimes they say, I want to say dark sugar or red sugar, something like that. But just look it up, and some sort of recipe. It's really simple to make. You just boil water and you just let the stuff boil for a long time. But it, I don't know, something about that onion ginger combo. There's better chicken soup. Yeah. Homemade chicken noodle soup is where it's at. That's right. Timmy Mello's got the total package. Coughing, sneezing, headaches, the works. Ugh. Had to call off work, but I'll see how things are tomorrow. Oh, that sounds miserable. Miserable. Garlic knocks it out quickly. That'll grow some hair on your chest too. Fires still going. Yeah, there's still fires. I think it's because it's really dry. There's no rain on our side, no precipitation. And it's really hard to contain these fires because there's so much dry brush. And I've seen videos of like the fire and the embers flying when the wind gets going. And it's like, they'll shoot off. The embers will go flying like miles away miles away and start new fires. So it's really hard to contain. It's a mess. It's a total mess. The destruction is one thing, but the repair and the rebuild, I don't even know what's going to happen because the bureaucracy that they're going to have to go through to rebuild their homes without the insurance helping. Yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. Emo trash. Emo trash, what is up? For some reason, my captions are on. Huh. I think you can turn them off if you want. We can say some weird things to see if the captions follow. Like flibberty-gibbet or supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Kalamazoo. I don't know. Sometimes captions are really good. Sometimes they're really, really bad. But good to see you, Emo Trash. You have to really, really, really be a people person, have good patience to work in a comic book shops. You do, or you can be like a total douche. None of my local stores, thankfully. But I have been in quite a number of comic book stores where the Simpsons stereotype character was true. And it wouldn't be a stereotype if it didn't have nuggets of truth. And I've definitely met that guy on a number of occasions at many comic book stores across the nation. So I wouldn't call those people. And I often walk out of stores being like, why are you doing this, man? Like, if this is so annoying to you, why are you doing this? But yeah, and I'm relatively a nice guy, a friendly guy when I walk into a store. But you get it within the first 30 seconds of being inside a store and you make eye contact with an owner. You can tell whether they are hating life or they love what they do. So, Emo Trash, oi, you're one to talk. You have to wreak havoc all by myself. You left me to wreak havoc all by myself at Rocky's Left Seat. It's true. Didn't even show up, Emo Trash. Disappointing. We missed you. Frankenstein drink what? Just go back. Ginger, green onions or spring onions. Ginger, spring onions. Boiling water, rock sugar. It'll cure your throat stuff. Cranberry Landers, I do have patience. Plus, I wanted to work in a comic shop since I was like 5. I know, who doesn't? I mean, I think we see the glamour of it as far as like, I think you feel like you would just be reading comics all day long, get a discount on comics, get to organize comics. That's part of it. But I'm sure like all the inventory, bookkeeping, dealing with customers kind of stuff, that's stuff that you don't look forward to necessarily. Maybe you do, but yeah, I don't know if I have dreams of like having my own comic book shop one day and what I would do. Could you imagine like building? What I would do was I would build like a section of the store where I would stream from and do like a live stream there. And then like you would have like doing art, like, cameras doing art in the store. How cool would that be? Like a gallery / comic book store. I don't know. I have all these dreams. And then in the corner, you can have like a boba shop too. It'd be awesome. Totally awesome. I don't remember when he streamed last. It was probably with my boy again. That's all right. Last time was Wednesday. I streamed 3 times last week, right? Yeah, and last time was Wednesday. So almost a week ago, or about a week ago. Do you get Cranberry Landry says, do you guys have water? We do. I do. You mean like in general? Or like, are we in a drought? Is that what you're asking? No, we do have water. I feel like just California, by nature of the geography and the location, we go through these like drought flood periods, like being on the coast. But right now we're not technically in a drought as far as I know. I don't know. You can't keep track of it. It depends on where you land in the political cycle of whether or not you're in a drought or not. What's your house built out of? Wood and drywall. No brick. We don't have any brick houses here. Stucco and yeah, mostly wood. That's an odd question, but I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming. The definition or the explanation's coming. The captions did catch a lot. Awesome. All right, we're gonna have to think of some other extra words. What are weird words we can say for captions to try? Skibbity doo or skibbity toilet. I guess. Have you guys seen that? Like, I think it's. I don't know if it's a TikTok thing or Instagram thing where it's like a game and a pronunciation game, and you have to make these shapes go through their holes that are the exact shape of like a circle go through a circle hole, a square. But the only way you can do it is to pronounce certain words they put on screen. I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I've gone down a rabbit hole of watching a bunch of those videos with people with accents trying to say specific words, and it's pretty funny. I'm pretty much there as the comic book store guy from The Simpsons, excuse me. I could see you being great in a comic book store, Cranberry. So that would be fun. If I opened up my own Cranberry store, if I opened up my comic book store, my own comic book store, I'd hire you. How about that? I'm pretty much there. Oh, you already said that. So far, 2/3 of my classes require a lot of reading. That's not bad, right? That's good. That's good. Timmy Miller says, I'm spoiled. Shops near me, especially Carol and John's, as well as Superscript Comics over here, have good comic people running their shops. Yeah, and I mean, that's the best when it's like good people that are excited about comics. They give you the space to like, there's this fine line, this like dance you do with the comic book store owner of like, give me my space to like just browse. Don't push things on me, right? But I do love recommendations. I do love when people are super excited about stuff. And I love it when when you can nerd out, like not just the surface conversations of like, oh, you like that book? Cool. But you like kind of go deep down the well a little bit every now and then with a comic book store owner talking about artists or specific runs or whatever. I love that. So really fun. Frank's shop is like that. Frank at Amazing Fantasy, one of the shops I go to a lot. He's like that. He can go down those rabbit holes of conversation really good. And he treats his customers really, really nice. He's such a nice dude. I love Frank. Rocky was talking about a concoction of random items that apparently made him feel... Yes. One might be of at least some interest because it's Norse mythology and think it said common myths, like stories that have similar variations across cultures. Your class? Ooh, I love Norse mythology. I love mythology in general. You might have already heard of this. Daulaires, Daulaires, Daulaires Book of Myths. And I grew up on this book. Ooh, I should go get it. Okay, let me catch up in the chat. I'm going to go get it because if you haven't heard of that book, it was a book I grew up as a kid and it's still in bookstores today. It's a fantastic mythology book. And they did one on Norse mythology and one on Greek mythology. I think they did more, but I think it's a husband-wife team too. But the illustrations are amazing, and I just poured over that book as a kid, and really, really great stories, and they just explained the mythology stories really well with these beautiful illustrations. So I'll go get it. I'm pretty sure I have a copy of one of the books upstairs. Comic book shop nearest me does comic live streams from within his shop. No kidding. My Hotel comic shop has a cafe with baked goods. That is awesome. Gaming section. Yeah, I see. There's a comic book shop in a nearby town here called Pacifica, which I'm planning on doing a video there. I'm kind of feeling it out with the people that work there. I talked to one guy. I actually was at that store last Friday, and I talked to one guy. Actually, I have some books that I'll share with you guys that I got from that store too, some back issues. But I talked to one guy there, and I said, "Hey, how's it going?" And he goes, "I'm hating life." And I said, "Do you work here?" And he's like, "Unfortunately." And I was like, "All right then, okay. So you hate yourself for being here. You're at a comic book shop, man." But Cranberry Landers, can you drop the link of that store? I would love to know what live streams they do. That sounds amazing. The reason for the water is you can try to wet down your house from. Oh, got you. Yeah, no, we're nowhere near the fires. I've seen people doing that. People using their pool water and like spraying it. It sounds horrific. How frightening is that to like see the fires coming and just spray your house down? Yeah, it's horrific. And you guys know how much I hate water, so I'd be like, do I want to like find a leak by spraying water in my house, or do I want it to burn? Like, yeah, I don't know. I'd give up at that point. With the mythology talk, I wanted to sneak a Hyperborea pun in. Ooh, that just flew over my head. I don't even know what that is. Was a girl pronouncing Chinese or Korean, I think. Oh, you were watching one of the videos with the pronunciation. Yes, they're super funny. They're really funny. It's such a weird thing, but so weird what catches on to the internet. And TikTok is here to stay, I guess. Thank you, Trump. So we're going to get we're going to continue to get the weird content. How about that? Thanks for the hypothetical job at your comic book shop, Rocky. I'll hypothetically do my best. I know you would. Tons of comic book geeky conversations and go-to comic book shops. They tried to kick me out several times when they closed. They're like, all right, dude, that's enough. They sold me on the first 5 issues on the Ultimates. Oh, okay. Nice. That's cool. Book of Myths. Yes. I'm going to get it. Give me a second. I have another class where I may or may not end up bugging you for one of the projects. Do it, Emo Trash. That would be... Wait. It depends. I'm going to tentatively say, yes, let's do it. Even though I don't know what it is. But sounds cool, maybe. You'll be notified once it's actually assigned. I get more details on how to go about it. All right. I'll keep my eyes peeled. Cranberry Landry says, I never followed Zeus, Poseidon, Ares, or all of those gods. It's all... My recent purchase and a heavy recommendation is Doctor Doom by Cantwell and LaRocca, which I got for about $35 from Superscript. Okay, I gotta write that down, Superscript. Oh, I'll look up that store. I'd love to just look at it, or if they have an online presence. Let me write that down, Superscript. That's a cool name. I'm gonna say comic store. Is that in Cleveland? Timmy Mello? I'd be telling you where. Oh, okay, no problem. I'm not gonna stalk you. Just tell me your address. I'm not gonna stalk you. I'm not gonna do it. Oh my gosh. Do not get me started on the tea that's brewed from Trump's TikTok repeal. I saw a funny SNL skit that was about the election or whatever, and I guess it was like a skit on all the like MSNBC hosts that hate Trump, like Rachel Maddow and all these kind of people, and they're just like, here we go, like, here we go again, and blah, blah, blah. And then they just had all these breaking news. They're like, we're not going to, fall for like these crazy things that Trump does. We're going to, we're going to stay focused on the news and like hold the line and blah, blah, blah. And then every time this like breaking news and it's like Trump says he wants to acquire the Emerald City or whatever. They're like, it was really funny. It was so funny, but people just cannot get enough of that guy. Good and bad, they cannot get enough of him. So it's kind of entertaining. I'll tell askers individually if they reach out to me over Discord. Okay, maybe I'll do that. Cranberry Landers. I don't think it'll be too invasive. All I'm supposed to do is find someone who's got a job I would like and interview them. And out of everyone I know, you've probably held a job I'd be most interested. All right. Fair enough. Interview them, huh? Superscript and Comics and Games is the official name of the store. Opened back around 2021. Wow, that's relatively young. Superscript, Comics and Games. I like that name. That's cool. All right. Only thing is that I don't know if I can use you because I don't know you like interpersonally. True. That'll be something you need to clarify with your instructor, I guess. All right, let me do this. I am going to open up one before I go upstairs to get that book I was talking about because I think it's worth looking at. It's shaped my childhood. Literally is not the right word. It actually shaped my childhood because I just read that book so much. And I shared it. I gave it to my kids when they were of age. And that's why we still have a copy. So I will get that book. But let me do this. Let me start off so that we don't get so far behind. Let me start off with unboxing one thing first. And then we'll take a break. I'll go get the thing. This is a late night stream. It's going to be more cash. I actually feel like I have more energy now than I would in the middle of the day. I don't know why. All right, so let's see. Where are we? We're here. All right, cool. So this came in the mail, this kind of nondescript-ish package. It's something I got on eBay, I'm pretty sure. And I think I know what this is. It came actually faster than I thought it would. So, yeah, it's got a sticker on it. Just make sure no incriminating evidence. This is definitely the kind of bag my cat would eat. Check it out. Here we go. I just talked about the Futurians. Remember? I was saying, oh yeah, I thought this was, just one volume of Dave Cockrum's series. Not too long ago, maybe 1 or 2 streams ago. Oh, look at that. It's kind of peeling off some of the color. Is that not the saddest thing you've ever seen? I'm destroying a book before your guys' eyes. It actually ripped off some of the... That's too bad. I mean, it's a used book. I knew I was getting a used book, so that's okay. But that was really depressing. But lo and behold, and somebody in the chat did tell me that there was another... Or maybe I looked it up. But there was another volume that came out that he did separate from Marvel. So here it is. I ordered it and it came super fast. And just to remind you guys, I'll pull out the first volume. Here it is. This is the first one, the Futurians. I love that name. That's such a cool name, the Futurians. I still haven't read it yet, but I for sure wanted to get the second volume of it. And this one was published through Eternity Comics. And I had shared this on stream before that we were saying like, oh, it's a bummer. Dave Cockrum didn't get all the like props that he should have as a creator. Like he created so many cool things, was the artist on so many cool things and didn't really get the credit that he deserved. Darn you, Marvel, for like treating him poorly. But I read an interview or excerpts of interviews with him saying that Futurians actually did pretty well when they released it because this was his own creation. And I think they had a few runs on it. But he was hoping to get a bigger piece of the pie and he went to another company to do this run of Futurians, I guess with Eclipse. I mean, I'm sorry, Eternity. And it didn't do as well as the Marvel version did. So in that interview, he was saying he kind of wished he stuck with Marvel because they treated him well, or like, I guess he got, good benefits on the run of this first Futurians. But anyway, kind of a shame, but it's kind of cool that there's more Futurians here. And I think in this first one, he did all the art himself. So I'm assuming he penciled and inked it himself. Somebody by the name of Patty did the coloring here, which is kind of this painterly coloring. And I flipped through that with you guys the first time. So in this second volume, it looks like he's got a different inker, Ricardo Villagran, who I'm not familiar with, but the same person, Patty, I don't know if that's a guy or a girl, is working on the colors. And this one was published in 1987. The first one was published in 1983. And then I was looking for this issue that I had talked about many streams ago, when it talked about all these different Marvel graphic novels, and Futurians was one of them. And I finally found it. I was like, there it is. So where is it that it talks about Futurians? There it is. Yeah. There's an image of Dave Cockrum. Yeah, here. Oh, actually, here it is. It's in this article here. I'll read it out for you guys. In the Futurians number 0, Cockrum wrote about what happened and what could have been. The Futurians began as a graphic novel for Marvel, number 9, wherein I recounted the adventures of 8 extraordinary humans with powers gained by way of genetic manipulation from the future. Graphic novel did pretty well, went into 3 printings, and a series was called for. And this is the part that I was just talking about. Unfortunately, I let myself be lured away from Marvel and did the series for an independent publisher who promised pie-in-the-sky money. If I'd stayed with Marvel, we might be publishing Futurians number 250 or something by now. Instead, I went with the independent, occasionally called Lodestone Publications, and my run only lasted 3 issues. A 4th issue was finished. This book you hold in your hands due to the vagaries of publishing. However, I never saw print as an individual issue until now. It was collected together with the previous 3 issues into a limited edition second graphic novel in 1987. That's this one. That second graphic novel was short printed and is next to impossible to find. Well, you know what, Dave Cockrum? I found it. So there you go. All right, let's look through this. Cranberry says, I'm going to take off, though. Good to see you guys. God bless. Good night. Thanks, man. Ciao, everybody. See you later, Cranberry. Have a good interview tomorrow. Adios. Depending on how late this goes, I don't know if I'll stay for the whole stream. Have to be in that aforementioned class by 8. Wow, everybody all of a sudden's got an early class. All right, I get it. You want to diss me like that? This is why I don't do late night streams. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. Whoa, we got some butt here. How about that? Got some Futurian booty. Yeah, this definitely feels like the inking is different than Cockrum's normal inking. So pretty cool. It's fun. He's got such unique kind of crazy character designs, but I like them. They're so like out there, and yeah, they're just really fun. And it's no wonder that he lasted so long and did so well on X-Men for him to do this kind of book. This is cool. Nice double spread here. Yeah, it does give his work a different feel, though, this inker. Pow. What is going on here? Some sort of Futurian chocolate bar? What is that? What is going on? This is cool. I love these big creatures. Big subterranean creatures. That's neat. Yeah, I do, based on Cockrum's X-Men work, he for sure loved the like space adventure, space aliens. He was big on that. So you can see when he's working on his own book how he just leans into that. Definitely feels like the production value is a little less than the Marvel graphic novel. Yeah, feels like a little less. There's something too about this size format. It's kind of cool. Gives it a little bit more presence. This is the same size that like Shant's book is. Nosfera, the Cryptwalker, is this size, which is like 8.5 by 11 pretty much. And then this is your standard graphic novel size. So there's something cool about this format. It's fun. Looks fun. Can't wait to read the story. I have no idea what's going on. I really like this guy, this main dude here. This cool character. The white hair. This girl is like reminiscent of like Phoenix, of Binary, the character Binary. I know Dave Cockrum drew her, which was another form of Carol Danvers. Miss Marvel was another alter ego of her. I believe her name was Binary, but she had this like flaming hair. Eternity Comics. I hate it when this happens. It's like they don't get the page count right. And then they just put blank pages. It's kind of weird. Just fill it up with something. That totally looks like Phoenix. All right, Futurians, Volume 2. Such a like off the beaten path kind of book. But I'm glad I found it relatively easily on, it was either eBay or Amazon used book. But yeah, found it relatively quickly, so glad that I did. And hopefully the story wraps up between the two of these, because that's kind of a cool compilation. You didn't, Rocky. The provider did by sticking the sticker where they did. I know, but I hate stickers. I always peel off the stickers on my stuff, and I've destroyed things by doing that. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I know why they left the sticker on there, because stuff like this happens, but it's not too bad. It's just kind of sad. If this was a new book, that would suck. Dude, awesome one. Dude.
Yes, that's awesome.
How you doing, awesome one? Zaid Comics. What's up, Zaid Comics? How are you doing? Zaid Comics, Phil Diaz sent an awesome postcard. I really appreciated that, man. Thank you so much for that. That was a nice little touch, because I've backed one of his books. What was the book that I backed, Phil? I can't remember. Oh, it was the book that you did with Adam Lawson, the Ash Can. Yes. And but I just got a postcard from him recently. It was like a Christmas postcard, and it was nice little personal touch. Wrote a little personal note. I appreciated that, Phil, and that is a cool thing that you do. So keep doing stuff like that. It's really fun. It's nice to like feel connected directly with an artist or a creator through crowdfunding or whatever. That's the nice thing about crowdfunding, that personal touch. So it's great, really great. Everybody's saying hello to Phil. Hello, hello. Vagaries, things that are unclear, vague. But they spelled it vagaries. Wasn't spelled how you spelt it, Antoine Dennison. Unless they misspelled it or it's spelled that way and I don't know. I think it said vagaries. Yeah, due to the vagaries. 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 Vagaries, that would make sense. I thought you had a class. Who, me? I'm gonna make ramen and watch an anime I've already watched. All right, sounds good. That sounds perfect for late night fare. Love it. Everything about this comic feels 80s. Yes, I agree, Timmy Mello, and I think that's kind of why I love it. The costumes, the writing, the production, it just feels so 80s. Yeah, I kind of love it. I was like like my comic worlds were, the height of my comic interest was like in the 80s. Not the height, the start, like the formative years of my comic interest was the 80s to the 90s and then the early 2000s. Definitely 80s and 90s was it. And so I was quite young when I discovered Dave Cockrum's work and then really latched into John Romita Jr., Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee, and then into the Image era. So John Byrne, all that. But yeah, Dave Cockrum was kind of at the earlier side of when I was getting into comics for me. And he just exudes that. That's just the era he lives in for sure. Comrade Sammy had a busy week, but I have nothing going on for me tomorrow, so you got me for the rest of the stream. Awesome. Love it. Awesome One loves his art style. That's cool. Wow, Awesome One. I wouldn't have pegged you for a Cockrum fan. I love it. Probably because I grew up. There you go. Classes literally started just this week, right after Inauguration Day. All right, well, don't jeopardize your classes, Emo Trash, for a late stream. My book, Shanth and Jetty Art. Shanth, my friend. Shanth sent me a text, and ever since we saw each other, Shanth, it's like, man, I miss you, dude. That's all I'm going to say. I miss you. I wish we had more time together. It was such a sweet time that we had, that short pocket of time that we had. It was really, really fun. But man, I miss you. So thank you for coming in here. But yeah, your book. I was just saying your book is like this size, the Marvel graphic novel size. I can picture the generic cartoony rock music playing in the background in there. That's right. The 80s rock is here. Everybody's saying hello to Sean. Awesome One says, too bad. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. Too bad the inauguration wasn't outside. Maybe you could have froze to death trying to watch it, Emo. Mr. Monkey Boy.
How do you say monkey in French?
The funny thing, that SNL, that episode, it was hosted by Dave Chappelle. That episode, whoever the guy is that plays Trump, he said something like, we ran out of space outside and we went inside, or something like that. It was like this really funny twist. Shanth, any movie tomorrow? Awesome One wants to know, is there a Pizza Live tomorrow? Yep. Alrighty. Pizza Live happening. No problem. Zaid Comics says, wanted to thank the supporters. It's great. It's a great touch. I love it. Emo Trash says hello to Zaid Comics. Phil is one of the good ones. There we go. Zaid Comics. Link for Zaid Comics. Awesome One dropping the link. Bromance between me and my brother. Miss you too. I know. It is a bromance. It's my first bromance. Okay, I'm going to go grab that Greek mythology book. Hang on tight here. You guys can stare at the Futurians, or I can put on my I'll be back screen. I can do that too. Now stare at the Futurians. Now I'll put my I'll be back. I'll be right back. Okay, so this book has not changed. I'm back. This book has not changed at all since I loved it as a kid. This is the greatest book ever on Greek mythology. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I always pronounce it Diolares, but that's just probably wrong. But I think it's a husband and wife team. Ingrid and Edgar Diolares? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But these illustrations are so good. And this was published originally in 1962. Holy moly, way before I was born. And so they've done this. They did a Trolls book. That's right. Norse. So I remember the Norse gods and giants. I do remember the Trolls book. Was that the only ones I seen? I haven't seen like Abraham Lincoln. I should look these up. Yeah, the Trolls book and the Norse gods and giants book are the only ones. And this one, the Greek mythology book. But it's really, really awesome. Look at this like family tree that they have. And it's just a great explanation of the gods and like how they're all connected. And I love the illustrations. Greek mythology, that's right. That's right. So, like, these are just burned in my brain, these illustrations. Talking about the Titans at the beginning. And Kronos eating his kids. And she ran away with this one kid who became Zeus. Look at that. Is that amazing? Looks like it must have been like colored pencil. I want to say colored pencil, regular pencil, and colored pencil. I love this. All the like little babies of Echidna. And so like the Hydra, she was the mother of Hydra, the Sphinx, the Chimera, Cerberus, Nemean lion, which all come later in mythology. But just, I don't know, it just like simplified it and boiled it down to something really understandable. I remember copying this drawing so many times. And here are the gods. Zeus on his throne. Ooh, that creeps me out. Hera, this is Hera, and she has this, what is this guy's name? Argus, the 100 bright-eyed, not a cyclops, but just he had all these eyes, so he'd watch and they'd never fall asleep. He was like her watchman. Look at this awesome illustration of this girl having to be turned into a cow. This kind of morphing into a cow. And then they explained how Argus's eyes were placed on the peacock's tail, and that's why a peacock has a tail. Oh, this was just so fascinating as a kid for me. Hephaestus, who is, oh my gosh, all the like Greek versus Roman names, but he's like the blacksmith. There's Aphrodite on these bubbles. I actually haven't looked at this book in a while, so it's awesome to see it and kind of walk through it with you guys. Here's Ares, the god of war. And it wasn't just like, you know, the main concepts. Like it went pretty deep into like minor gods and like side stories and stuff. This is Athena springing from Zeus's head. Here's Poseidon or Neptune. It's cool. So cool. There's Artemis. Beautiful illustration. Geek mythology. That's right. Awesome One's dropping a link in for Bancroft. Michael Bancroft has some trading cards. He just hit 100 backers. Awesome. Lucent.com trading cards. No kidding. Futurians was better. Okay, I heard Greek myth. Seems everyone wants my attention at this ungodly hour. Look at this cute drawing of Hermes. He's like a god of, he's kind of, we all know him as like the messenger or whatever, but he's also like mischievous. There he is. Yeah, this is great. Ah, this is great. Hades. Awesome. Persephone. This is so cool. Like going into the bowels of Earth. Yeah, I love the technique on these illustrations. It's really good. I'd love to see these in person. But this book has not changed. The cover has been the same since I was a kid. Like I just remember this cover. This is Prometheus. Look at these. These are awesome. Scolding, deceit, envy, accusation. What a cool design. Accusations, like this little bug with a pointer finger. Gossip, this like flies coming out. Drudgery, scheming. It's so weird because I know, like, as I grown and like working as an artist, as a designer, a character designer and all that, now looking at these things that influence me, I totally understand why I have tendencies that I do when I look at this. Here's the flooding of the earth. These guys are awesome. Yeah, so like some of these, like you don't usually hear about Boreas, the north wind, Notice, the south wind, Zephyr, the west wind. You don't hear about these guys. You always hear about Zeus and Hera and all this. So they really tapped into deep mythology here. Anyway, you guys get the idea. Oh, that's so cool, this transformation. Transformed into a tree here. The 9 Muses. Oh, this is amazing. There's one of my favorite musicals right now is Hadestown, and this is a moment from that right here. Orpheus and Eurydice, and here's Hermes. So cool. Anyway, if you guys are interested in Greek mythology, I highly recommend this book. It's a great read, and the illustrations just like take it over. I always thought this illustration was crazy, though. That one, that's disturbing. It's like a dookie with lips. But yeah, I recommend this book. It's a fun read. Great read. And look at that. Heracles, or Hercules as we know him in Roman mythology, or Roman, I guess the Roman name, Hercules. What a great drawing. Look at that tension in his back. That lion. He's like, oi, oi vey. Yeah, this goes through all of Hercules' trials. Super cool. Jason and the Argonauts. And then they talk about the end of like when Greek mythology kind of was not the main religion anymore, just how it was turned into mythology here. So good. I think they're seems like they're Norwegian, Switzerland, born in Switzerland and Norway, lived in Paris and Florence. Lithograph. Beautiful book. That is not a comic, but dang, it is really good. It's a really good book. D'Aulaire's Book of Greek Myths. We've already read a snippet of Lovecraft. That's Shant's territory. Though the prof has already left me with a strange impression because he's labeled Lovecraft and someone else as problematic because of racism. Oh boy. Get ready. Oranos created Kronos, created Zeus, Apollo, and Ares, basically. There you go. Timmy Mello's down with the Greek mythology. Kronos equals Galactus in inspiration. You are right. Lovecraft and Elam. Racism. Hera's always watchful of Zeus's infidelity. That's right. It's amazing. I mean, I love that idea that she puts a watchman who has like all these eyes on his body. That's amazing. Amazonians are his bastard kids. Yeah. Your professor kind of complained that he meant to change one of the books we're studying from because apparently it's from another author that's too Oh boy. Didn't he think of this before he set up his plan? Think the name. Oh, gotcha. Huh. Yeah. A lot of controversy around Neil Gaiman these days. Neil got himself canceled for hating on people for disliking his Sandman TV show. It's a little more than that, I think. All I got when I was younger was Edgar Allan Poe and Pink Floyd explains my war page. I just finished reading Sandman Overture by Neil Gaiman. Great art, terrible story. Who was the artist on that one? Awesome one. I know he's worked with a bunch of different artists. Who was the artist on that one? Was it? It wasn't P. Craig Russell, was it? There's an interesting parallel between Hephaestus and Iapetus. Wow, Timmy Mello, we just uncorked it for you, huh? In relation to Japheth of the Bible, but also Prometheus and Methuselah in relation to the flood. Yes, and so that's amazing. I think that's amazing with mythology and different religions of like some common threads, right? Like a flood, like creation, all these kind of things, like all the symbolism and, you know, it just, in my mind, it's like, well, something happened that like affected humanity. And yeah, it's people have explained it in different ways through different religions or whatever, but it's really fascinating. These huge, I love reading Greek mythology because how people would explain, you know, like the sun setting, like even this image, or wait, is it this image? Yeah, I think it's this image with like Apollo and his chariot, and that's how they thought the sun, the circle of the sun, was like the wheel of his chariot. Like, so fascinating how people tried to explain, things happening when, you know, the unexplainable, and they would just come up with these stories of how to what could be, or how. Well, I could explain it, but I can't even explain it myself. Blah, 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 blah. Take that, closed captioning. But yeah, it's just stuff like that, like explaining day and night and weathers and seasons and winds and all that kind of stuff. I love how it's personified in these myths. That's what was so interesting to me, and it was like those kind of stories, totally related to like comic book stories or characters. So yeah, I always love reading mythology. Greek mythology is one of my wheelhouses. Awesome, Timmy Mello. That's great. He said dookie. I did. It's a Greek dookie. English majors are like, this author is too problematic, therefore I cannot study their work anymore. Yep. A dookie with lips. That's what my mom said. Holy crap. Antoine Jensen. That is messed up. Oh my, awesome one. Always bringing it up a notch. How do you pronounce that? Charbdis. Carbidus? I never knew how to pronounce that. Carbidus? J.H. Williams. Oh, J.H. Williams. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's really good. Emo, just cancel all the artists, I guess. Can't study people because, well, someone made it. That's right. That's right. Can't study anybody. Everybody. Nobody was perfect. Nobody didn't say something crazy, or especially artists or creators. It's the problematic authors, it seems. Well, until they start looking into the artists. J.H. Williams did a mixture of digital and hand-drawn, printing out his digital, then painting on it. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I love that about... I never really got into Sandman. A good friend of mine in college, she popped up into my stream once, way back when. But she was the one who introduced me to Sandman, and I started reading it in college, but I never fully got into it. It was like a little bit too deep for what I was into at the time. But the thing I did like about it was they experimented a lot with the artwork. That content allowed it to experiment more with which artists were on it and the kind of the way they told stories. And so the range of different artists on Sandman stuff was pretty awesome. It's a little late to cancel the art masters we've studied in class. Pretty sure they died like centuries ago. Yeah, but then so people are still, not just authors or artists, but like people who have died. People are still canceling them now. And like erasing their whatever their influence on history just because they don't like something they said or something they stood for way back when. Oh well. How come we cancel people for some words said, but we love studying mass murderers? Good point. Good point. Did I skip your first comment, or was I not listening because I was typing? I don't know. I'm not sure, Emo Trash. Let me know. You can post it again. Charybdis. 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 All right. Dookie. Okay, I'm taking my melatonin. Can't guarantee about 30 minutes to an hour I'll be awake enough to notice any typos I make. Oh, geez. You got to just stick with me, Comrade Sammy, melatonin or not. Awesome One says, I dislike Sandman. It was just on sale in the clearance section. Yeah. I remember reading, I think most of the Sandman stuff that I did like was around Death, the character Death. I think I haven't read it in so long though, but I do remember, like, it's awesome to think like some artists who would go on to become huge, like superhero artists or whatever, started on or cut their teeth on Sandman. So like Chris Bocciolo is one of them. I remember he did a lot of Death, and his rendition of Death was amazing. Sam Keith. I think Kelly Jones did work on Sandman. Sam Keith, P. Craig Russell, J.H. Williams. Just a bunch of people who worked on various Sandman stories and then went on to do other stuff. Cardi B, though it sounds oddly like Caridibus. All right, Cardi B. Awesome One says, Emo Dress said, did anyone see the post on X saying that Kamala blames her election loss on her husband? I've not seen that. But Awesome One follows up with, her husband ate a Whataburger. Must be why. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'll power through it as I always do. Melatonin is going to stop me from sticking around for the stream. All right, that's good to hear. Charybdis, that is. Charybdis. Whatever. All right, cool. Okay, so that we did Greek mythology. We did the first unboxing. This second one is a big one. And you know what that means when the box is this big. I can't even fit it. I can't even fit it on screen. So I'm gonna cut parts of it open, or cut this box open, and then I will hopefully not stab myself. I'm very excited about this one. And whoops. This is what the thumbnail was from. This is, yes, ladies and gents, this is an artist edition, or as Graffiti Designs called them, gallery edition. Oh goodness, this is so cool. Of Batman, Kelley Jones' work, and it is too big for my desk. But I'll give you as much space as I can show you here. But this is Kelley Jones' artist edition of his Batman work, or one volume of his Batman work. I've been eyeing this one for a while, and I've mentioned probably earlier on, I was not always a huge Kelley Jones fan, to be honest. Like, his Batman, the ears are like the craziest, longest ears on the planet, and I never really got into Kelley Jones' stuff. But then, just recently, I started seeing how much of a influence Bernie Wrightson was on his work, and he has a Kickstarter out currently for a Dracula book that he's doing, a crowdfunded Dracula book he's doing with Matt Wagner, the creator of Grendel. And that looks amazing. The artwork in that looked amazing. And I started like looking at more of Kelley Jones's work. And I started looking at his Batman work specifically because they've compiled it. And lo and behold, it's one of the things I have on my shelf of is the first volume of his Batman work that he worked on with Doug Mensch. But it is cool. It's got some cool stuff. So I got this from the library and I was reading it, and then this book went on sale when I was searching online just for Kelley Jones stuff. This book, the Gallery Artist Edition, went on sale because usually these artist editions run about anywhere from $100 to $150. It's pretty pricey, if not more if they're harder to find. But this one went on sale quite a bit, and I found it. So I jumped on it because I was really excited to see his work in black and white. But as I was going through the colored version of it, I was just really impressed with kind of his caricature. And you guys know how much I love Jason Pearson, and I have a hunch Jason Pearson was looking at some Kelley Jones's work later in his career, because there's some similarities in things that they did and exaggeration. Like, Jason Pearson's work started getting more exaggerated in his later years, the later stuff that he did, and I kind of feel like he was taking a cue from Kelley Jones. And Kelley Jones does some cool lighting things too. Like, this stuff is very Bernie Wrightson-ish. I'll zoom in a little bit more. So yeah, this is the colored volume, and I just borrowed this from the library. This is actually hard to find to buy. That's why I borrowed it from the library. It's really expensive to buy. But when the artist edition came out and was on sale, I was like, holy cow. Let's see. Oh, a box. Yes, hefty. Not bande dessinée. No, Mr. Monkey Boy, not today. Great cover, yeah. His Batman always looked creepy, and there was something I did an unboxing here before of another Batman story he did. This one, another crazy creepy version of Batman, but like he fully goes on into like this Bloodstorm series story. He fully goes into the like vampire Dracula realm of Batman. But anyway, let's take a look at the black and white stuff, because that's what makes this different than. Oh man, that's the only problem. I don't have the hugest setup on this side of my desk to look at these. So yeah, they published this 2014. I love, one of my favorite things with any of these kind of artist editions is when they include the entire issue or a whole run of issues. Sometimes whether they are available or not, and so that's a big if. Sometimes they can only like have a few pages here and there for this issue. Like the Jim Lee was like a few pages of this issue, a few pages of this issue. Todd McFarlane's artist edition, his Spider-Man artist edition that came out, or whatever they call it, artist gallery vault edition, whatever. There was just a few pages from this issue, a few pages of this issue, because he sold a lot of them. The Savage Dragon one that I recently got, that one's full issues, and I love that. And this one is the full run of issue 515, Batman 515 to 525. So that's great. It's like you could read the whole comic book in this artist edition version. And lo and behold, this guy is always appearing in all the work that I'm studying and looking at. And he's such an unsung hero. John Beatty, man. He's a monster inker. This is cool. They created a little overlay here of the logo on top of the Virgin art right here. Maybe that's why I'm seeing similarities in Jason Pearson's work and this Kelley Jones era, because John Beatty's inking him, and John Beatty inked Michael Golden for a lot of stuff. He inked him on the Nam. John Beatty also inked Mike Zeck on a lot of Punisher stuff, and all those things influenced Jason Pearson. So I'm wondering if that's why I'm getting some of the same vibes, because of the way it's inked too. This is great. Oh, this is scanned from production stats, so it's not scanned from the original. But it just goes to show, like, for them to put together full issues, that for one reason or another, the artist hung on to most of the original art. It's cool. He's using some Zipatone here. Timmy Mello says, that's so metal. There's something truly fabulous about Batman being hunched over like a gargoyle, right? It's so cool. Yeah, like this feels like some Jason Pearsonism, and I cannot wait for that artist edition. That one's going to be full issues, complete issues of his Body Bags run, and we'll look at that for sure when that comes in, which hopefully will be later this year. That'll be one of the streams I'll do, because it's going to be awesome. But yeah, Beatty, man, he's one of those inkers that's really clean and has got a strong command of his feathering. Sorry, I can't really show the full pages. Looks definitely feels mid-80s here. It's actually not. It was like in the, I want to say they originally produced these Batman 515, that run. I think it was definitely in the 90s, if not 2000s. Kelley Jones, whose retention of this art made this book a reality. Also to Gregory Wright, the colorist of Issues 5-9, who provided us access to his original color guides. Originally published 515, 519, 521, 525, which are all here. Originally published in 1995, Timmy Mello. So yeah, mid-90s. I love this. And again, this is where that like Michael Golden, Jason Pearson, even Mike Zack falls in this category of it's this fine line between exaggeration and realism, and just playing, like dancing on that line. These are fun. I guess all the covers have this like overlay. Here it is from, this is that image is so cool. I'm doing knocking stuff over here. Wait, let me move this so I have more space. I'm not even using this right now. Oof. But that's a great image. I'll zoom in a little bit. Is that in focus for you guys? Yeah. What a cool image. I love that he has this magnifying glass. Like really leaning into like the bat-isms, bat-like tendencies of Batman. It's beautiful inking right here. It's like textured lines. Yeah, his muscles and anatomy don't make any sense, but they just look super cool. I mean, looking at the book, the colors are kind of cool too, but I always love the black and white art. Let me see if I can find the actual page. Oh yeah, we'll get to that guy. There's a guy who... Oh, did we already pass this up? This is 516. 517. Oh, okay. Let's get to 517 because they got a classic Kelley Jones. Look at this guy. This is so Kelley Jones right here. Look how his muscles have muscles. But then, you know, there's some serious technique, underlighting technique going on right here with the brushwork. John Beatty, man, is killing it. It's beautiful. It's a funny thing here, right here. Kelley Jones and John Beatty signed it right here, but they pasted over it so that they could put the type. Jerks. K-pop says she loves Kelley Jones bats. Nice, yeah. I never got into it as a kid. I don't know why. It was too weird, too different, but I love it now as an adult. For sure, love this this gallery edition, seeing it in black and white. Wow, look at this use of zipatone here. That's a lot of zip. Yeah, there's something about John Beatty's inks. They're so tight, really, really tight, and he just feathers like a mother. Okay, check this out. Oh my gosh. Look at these muscles. Crazy, crazy control on the feathering here. And you guys see me struggle with my feathering all the time when I'm doing my master studies. And for those of you who don't know, I do a master studies series on artists that I admire, and I take them from pencils to inks, from blank page to inks, all the way to full inks. And I struggle with the feathering. I'm still like trying to practice more and like get control of that feathering. I'm getting a little better, but like these are just so precise, really precise. And they just add to this dramatic lighting that Kelley Jones does. Love this. This is so comic book. You can only do this in comic books. It's like this is the comic panel. But he punches it and you see the breaking into the alleyway. I love that. Just the comic art is just so amazing. It's really fun. He does these goofy faces with this like major muscles. I would love to see. I mean, this is as good as seeing the original. I'd love to own an original from this. Wow. Man, I could stare at these all day. Wow, this is cool. Look at that spread. And these, man, these pinstripes are super precise, super technical. Man. You don't hear people talk about John Beatty as much as I feel like he should be talked about. That guy's good. Really good inker. Wow. Look at this. Horizontal. All these masks on the wall. Man. All right, I gotta see. This is 518. I gotta see what they do to color. Because that is crazy. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get to 519. They got this cool character design. Okay, black mask. Oh, there it is. Wow. Look how bold that coloring is. I haven't read this, so I'm not quite sure. Something about this mask, though. But that's cool. Awesome Was says, I was a faithful library patron until they added a temperature reader during COVID times. They were the only place that had one. The whole 2 years of traveling 4 states, they were local. Ah, weird. To be able to walk into the library, a temperature reader? Was it like a metal detector that you walk through? Or was it they were just holding it up to your head? I don't know if I like creepy Batman or dummy thick Batman more. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Different interpretations. I got to look for this book. K-Pop Junkie says, yeah, you should. This is a good one. I actually like this one. I did borrow the volume. So they have 2 volumes of Kelley Jones's Batman run. And I did borrow his volume 2. It was good, but I feel like volume 1 is really strong. Is stronger. And this this whole artist edition, this gallery edition, covers what's in the volume 1. So I'd recommend volume 1 to start. Wait, we got to get to 5. Okay, look at this cool character. Man, oh man. Where is he? This guy. Who is this guy? Spider face. I don't know who this character is, but he's cool. Look at that. Look at that cover. I love the interplay of the blacks and the whites in this kind of cool pattern. Just rippling muscles. This is the cover of 5. This is the cover of 5/19. That dude's face is awesome. This is why I feel like Jason Pearson was looking at this, and here's why. So each issue, it looks like each issue is starting off with this like close up on the face and body bags. Jason Pearson does a similar thing. Oh, beautiful face, man. Does a similar thing on each one of these issues. He starts off with the face. So I feel like he was looking at this Kelley Jones stuff. Look at that face. Dang it. So good. Right? Is there similarities there? I think so. Guys. Call me a detective. Comics detective. That's going to be my next profession. I'm going to be a comics detective. Do you guys remember that issue of Spider-Man when Todd McFarlane was on Spider-Man? Not that issue. He did a few issues where he got different inkers and you didn't know who was inking what page. I was like, as a kid, I was like studying those pages of like, I think Jim Lee inked this page because of this brush line and this. I think Rob Liefeld. And some people were more obvious than others. But there we go. That was the start of my comic detective. I love it. I'm going to be a comic. I'm going to make it up. Look no further. Buy it from Rocky K-pop. I can point you in the direction of where I found it. Beatty is the connective tissue. I agree wholeheartedly, Antoine Dennison, and I'm surprised and shocked that it's taken me this long to figure that out or to realize that, or to appreciate that, I should say. Oh, okay, these are some color guides. That's cool. Gregory Wright's color guides. Neat. So I'm assuming what they do is they have black and white copies of the art. Yep, it seems like it's like buckling in paper. So they must just take black and white copies and then just do like watercolor or ink, colored ink to do this spot color guides. It's cool. Look at that Batman. Man, that's awesome. So cool. That graphic take on Batman. Look how dark these inks are in the foreground of Batman's face and then how sparse they are here in the background. It's amazing. Whoever this spider guy is, he's so cool. Cool design. All right. Man, I could be here all day. Oh, these are cool. Several layers here. It looks like Croc. And then this weird demonic Batman. And then this background here. Wow. Look at that Croc, man. Ooh, look at this Batman. Dang it, Kelley Jones. That Croc is awesome. He's got like 50,000 abs. Oh, these pages have so much texture on it, so much going on. It's really clean. Like I'm looking up close for like corrections and stuff. It's really clean. Awesome one's got to sleep in 2 hours. Now that I'm here, I just don't feel like going to bed. Nice. Emo trash. Off by a decade. Sleep. That's right. Sleep schmeep. sleep when you're dead. This is too good. You got to stay up and see this stuff. Hit that like if you guys haven't already, please, if you don't mind, before you fall asleep on me. Hit that like. This is so cool. I have a renewed... Now, this is a crazy Batmobile, though. That's a weird Batmobile. But I have a renewed respect for Kelley Jones's stuff. And I knew when I saw that first volume, I'm like, wow, this would be so cool to see the original art on this. So I'm so glad I picked this up. Swat it. That's a weird sound effect. I love it. Swat it. Was that Swamp Thing? Yep. Guess Swamp Thing's coming into this. Oh my gosh. Kelley Jones would draw a great Swamp Thing. All right, let me keep... Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh. This is awesome. Look at that. Look at the lighting on that. Stunning. Wow. Maybe. Influence from Eisner as well. Yeah, I can see that. For sure, I can see that. I just love how like dramatic the stuff is too. The exaggeration is really dramatic, and there's that cartooniness. Like I don't see that often anymore in comics today. Comics today. Oh, there's a Swamp Thing. Wow. Look at that. 5,000 sinews in his neck. This is crazy good. This has got Wrightson all over it. I know he has a Dead Man. They have like a gallery edition or artist edition of Dead Man, his run on Dead Man that Kelley Jones did. Which Dead Man's kind of a weird character. I love this Batman stuff. Look at this Scarecrow. Oh, sorry, it's not even on frame. This Scarecrow is great. This feels like a Michael Golden, Jason Pearson face right there. Awesome. Let's see, 523. Let's look at how that read. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know how that line translates, but it's kind of cool to see it. I always love to compare the originals with 527. Croc. Okay, here we go. There we go. Here it is. So yeah, it's just a color trap, pretty much. Oops. That's kind of cool how they indicate it. The artist indicates it with red. I would love to know how they... I don't know anything about the production of like what they did with that red line, how they took the red line out. Oh, they even have a note here. Greg, remove lines for lighting on Bruce. John Beatty said that. Woo. Wow, look at the stretch and the tension on that. Awesome. And these like psychedelic spirals here in the background. Dang, this is good. This is good stuff. I can go to sleep happy now. Happy that I was able to open this box so I can look at the dang book now. Now that I've unboxed it. Looks like this guy kind of looks like Rick Moranis. So it's like funny because with these guys, these artists like Kelley Jones, you can tell they're using reference for like certain faces. Like they're totally referencing it because it looks so real, but then he cartoonifies it or exaggerates it. Beautiful. Look at that Batman. So creepy. As he should be. Yeah, Kelley Jones's Batman always leans into that creepy, vampiric. Wow, look at this. Everybody chill. That is awesome. Really good. That's a great Mr. Freeze right there. What issue is that? Underworld. 525. I just want to see what the colors are on this. There's Kelley Jones's Dead Man. Look at that wacky. It's a little wacky for me. 527. Ah. Pretty cool. Those colors are pretty cool too. Everybody chill. Ooh, look at this. Look at this panel. Sorry, I'm going to be here all night. Sorry. Look at this. Look at this awesome use of foreground, midground, and then background with these, like, I guess these are papers. That's amazing. I gotta let my cat in the door. All right. Skipping ahead. Skip, skippy, skip. Ooh, cool Mr. Freeze. See, like this stuff. He's definitely referencing like photos, people taking photos in it. Like you've got to get this kind of effect, this look. But then it's also like kind of exaggerated too. It's cool. Yeah, I think for sure Jason Pearson was looking at this stuff. Wow, these are awesome. Amazing rhythm of inking. I'm impressed. Duly impressed. All right, let's read a little bit here about John Beatty, my man John Beatty. Not to take away from anything that Kelley Jones did, but I'm just amazed at John Beatty. John Beatty was born in Kentucky, grew up in Florida. From the time he was able to hold something to draw with, he remembers always drawing. By chance, he met comic artist Mike Zeck, who took the time to help Beatty with his work. This was the break he needed. Beatty was soon inking Zeck's pencils on Captain America, Secret Wars, and The Punisher. Beatty still lives in Daytona Beach, Florida, with his wife, Bella, and their son, Jacob. Awesome. There's his Bane. That's a very famous design of Kelley Jones. I can't even. This is part of the reason I didn't like it as a kid. I was like, these are crazy muscles. He's got like grapes for muscles, but now I look at it, I'm like, this is awesome. It's the back. Oh, that's cool. Back gallery edition. Anyway, boom. I've spent enough time on this, but it is worth it, my friends. Like, this is so cool. Such a cool find. And Yeah, it's awesome. It's huge, very thick. It's not the thickest. The thickest artist edition I have by far is Frank Miller's Ronin. That one's a thick, thick mama. But this one's pretty thick. There you go. All right, I'm sure I'm like a million miles behind on chat here. So let me catch up and then we'll keep going. You guys thank you for hanging with me. If you resist sleep for 30 minutes on melatonin, I think it has the opposite effect and keeps you awake as adrenaline is made by the body. Tons of coffee. Kelley Jones's work looked too self-indulgent to me as a kid. That's a good description, Antoine Dennison. Yeah, it did feel like a way, but there's something about it that like hits me, like really like taps into something I love now. And I think also it's because he was working on a character that I had in my mind, a certain picture of like, this is what Batman looks like. This is his heroic proportions. And Kelley Jones just kind of threw that all out the door and went gangbusters with his crazy gargoyle version of Batman. So that probably was part of the reason that I didn't like it so much, but I really like it. It's awesome, especially seeing this black and white original art. It's beautiful. Everybody's cold. I already don't sleep. The last I need is coffee, giving me nighttime adrenaline that I definitely don't need. The hypermuscular character is a one-for-one recreation of Hanover Fist, a character that Bernie writes in. Oh, okay. Hanover Fist. I don't know that. Thank you for that info. Let me put that in my notes. I love it. Hanover Fist by Bernie Wrightson. Oh, shoot. Hanover Fist. Oh, I get it. Hanover Fist. Hilarious. So witty. Hanover Fist by Bernie Wrightson. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I was in Pensacola in the 90s, saw snow for like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's really crazy what's going on there. Mighty Geek Studios, what's up? What's the comic book that got you hooked? What's the comic book that got me hooked on? Sorry, I missed it. Got me hooked on Kelley Jones? Definitely his Batman stuff. If I'm answering the wrong question, let me know. Sorry, I'm behind. But yeah, I mean, just this Batman stuff for sure has given me a huge appreciation of Kelley Jones's work. Thank you for coming, Mighty Geek Studios. Good to see you again. It's Batman. Wow, great use of negative space. Awesome ones. Loving it. No production statics. Bancroft was showing original pencils for covers. People trying to sell them before they crumble or interest in comics wanes. Original pencils for covers. People trying to sell them before that. You know what? I don't know. Like, I don't know if originals. Like, I've seen the comic market go up and down in value. Like, when you buy the books, there's some books that stay, they hold their value. But original art like that, I've never seen that really dip. It might not increase based on the market as much as it did in certain years, like depending on the artist too. But there's something about that original artwork, the one of a kind uniqueness of that I think is so valuable. Like this reproduction of this prophet image that I have back here in my behind my head here. This is just a print of like Prophet. I forgot what issue this was. Prophet number 4 that Stephen Platt did. I love that drawing. And it's funny because this is a scan from the original art. And, oh, sorry, let me turn that off. This is a scan from the original art. And so it includes all the like blue lines and stuff. But it wrote on the page at the time that they scanned it, He was selling it for $850, which for a cover image by Stephen Platt is a steal now today. Like, that would be easily in the thousands. So I think original art's a really good investment, and I think thinking as an independent comic book creator, artist, I think that's where a lot of your value is going to hold. And yeah, you can sell your books and you can sell, build up your audience and sell a lot of books and all that kind of stuff. But the original art market, that's where it's at, I feel like. We love our demonic gargoyle Batman. Art and Times of Jay Ryan. What's up, man?
It's actually a really good sculpt.
Jay's doing late night house building, apparently. Or maybe he's drawing. I only work on my house on weekends. All right, cool. I just found out recently that I have a lock to my backyard, like a padlock. And I got one of those combo locks because I was like, I don't want to track a key, lose the key, and then not be able to open the lock. Well, lo and behold, the combo lock mechanism doesn't work anymore because I was trying to open the lock. And so now I have to try and get bolt cutters to cut the lock off because I can't open. Well, I mean, I can get into my backyard another way, but yeah, I can't open that lock anymore because I think it rusted over and something broke in the mechanism. Kind of sucky. Thank you, Comrade Sammy, like and subscribe. Medicine has started to kick in, but I'm still fighting. Timmy Mello, you're a trooper, man, hanging out this long. Go get some rest, dude. I mean, I love that you're here. Go get some rest, though. Is it the hot dogs and the chili that's keeping you up? Good night. I thought you had soup. Awesome one. 12 a.m. here. It's officially a Thursday comic stream. There we go. We crossed over, folks. We crossed over. we traveled in time. I haven't even gotten to the comics I picked up this week, so we got quite a bit to go through. Hang in there. Here's Awesome One's food schedule if anyone's interested. Lots of coffee. Lots of coffee. I love how Jones dropped. What's up, Shelby? Good to see you, man. Wow, people, you guys are up late. Wait, where are you? I know you're here. I know you're here. Oh no, I did this again, Shelby. I did it again. I'm like, in my mind, I know the sound bite that I have to make for you, but I haven't done it yet. I did this last stream. Sorry about that, man. Let me see what you said. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I love how Jones draws Batman's cape. So many folds. Yeah. Way more. I mean, you think Todd draws a lot of folds. Kelley Jones gives him a run for his money. Shelby draws like this somewhat. Does he? I don't know if I think of Kelley Jones when I think of Shelby's art. But maybe Shelby will argue that point, but that's not the first artist influence I think of when I think of Shelby's stuff. Everybody's saying hello to Shelby. Oh, well, I guess my cat stopped meowing because I didn't let him in, so maybe he stopped yelling. He lives in Florida. I've met him here in Mesa and Phoenix several times at tiny shop ordeals. I mean, that's what the bio says for John Beatty. Maybe he moved, but yeah, that's what the bio says. No way that dude is flying out here to pull $38 in sales. Maybe he moved to Arizona, excuse me. All right. Groomsman likes the thick books. That's right. Double stuffed, extra thick. That's right. Get my money's worth. Definitely. As a kid, the word self-indulgent was replaced with anything but that. I got some indie thing that he worked up with Steven Seagal when he was living up near me in Sacramento, 99-ish. I'll have to dig it out. Don't think it ever got to Diamond. Wow. Nice. So John Beatty? Or was it John Beatty or Kelley? Oh, no. You're thinking, maybe you're talking about Kelley Jones was living up here in Sacramento. Yeah, they say he's a California guy, I think. So That would be so cool to meet one of these artists. And I've heard stories of people like going over to, this is more in animation, I guess. They would go over and talk to specific artists, go over to their house and shoot the fad and chat with them and blah, blah. That would be so cool to meet some of these artists. Original art has gone up faster than cryptocurrency since lockdowns. I mean, the more we get into this digital world, AI, blah, 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 original art, man. Original art is where it's at. I think so. I mean, I have such an appreciation for it. And I'm going to keep waving that flag because it's amazing. Onions and Argo, that's exactly what we're talking about. Well, at least your backyard is secure. That's right. From me, it's a mess. I got to borrow some bolt cutters from a friend now to get in. I was like, there's got to be a fail safe in one of these locks. Maybe Google will tell me, but I'm like, that wouldn't make sense if there was a fail safe. I'm undeserving of an intro bite. That's not true. American Discord. Shelby, you deserve an intro bite. I just got to make it and stop thinking I've already done it. Darn times of says I don't even know I have one. Because you guys show up. John, speaking of which, showing up.
He goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
Did anyone tell Rocky this is not Wednesday again? You know what? Seems like all the cool people come out on the non-Wednesdays. Nobody told me that. So, happy Thursday, John. Thank you for coming so late. Oh, man. It was still Wednesday when I started it, John. It really was. Kelley Jones did a book with Siegel, but they only printed a few in black. Oh, okay. I got one from him at dinner. Wow, that's cool. I love indie ashcan kind of books. I love that. There's something that along with like, yeah, there's something about that, like, you know, one of a kind original art kind of thing. It's really fun. The fact that 3 artists are now in the chat shows the respect they have for you, Rocky. Wow. Well, if you put it that way, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Yay for me. Poor Rocky is the brother. That's really the reality I live in. Awesome one. I get great artists coming in here, and I can't get into my own backyard. All right, let's see. Catching up, almost here. Yes. Happy whatever day this is now, Timmy Mello. Everyone live in different time zones. It's true. There is no time in YouTube. Okay, so we got through that unboxing. Oh, I don't want to cover that. Okay. And all right, let's get into some comics that I actually picked up this week. I don't know if we're going to be able to top that Kelley Jones, but we're going to go into the current books that we're picking up. This one has been a while since this came out. Wolverine Revenge. This is number 4. I saw on the socials there was something that happened with Capullo's inker on between issue 3 and 4. Something happened where I think he bailed. And either he was working on another project or something. And I don't think it was taken well. Let me just look at it. I just want to make sure I get the name right on who was the inker. It was... Oh, yeah. Well, oh. This is issue 2. You guys probably know better than I do. Oh, no, it was the colorist. That's right. Yeah, the inker's still the same. Tim Townsend, who's a great inker. But the colorist, I think, bailed on this series. The colorist was FCO Placencia. And then there was a delay for a while because this book was coming out pretty regularly. There was a delay, and then now the colorist is Alex Sinclair. And it says here, with FCO Placencia on page 1. So I think this was the last page he colored before he took off. I do recall on social media Greg Capullo saying something kind of negative about it. So it doesn't seem like it was like a great, it was a great reason why he left, or a well received reason why he left. But anyway, drama. This is a nice first page color. So yeah, it's more of, I mean, this series, I've looked at these books on stream when I've gotten them. It's fun. I mean, Capullo's great. He's I'll say it again, like he's kind of hit that point in his career where he is on autopilot, just cranking stuff off. Like he's kind of hit that pinnacle of hitting of his style. He knows what his style is, and he can draw anything in his own style, and he cranks it out fast. So it's really cool. I love it. I wasn't a huge fan of Capullo when he first started on Spawn, just because he was taking over after Todd, and I was such a Todd fan. But I think he's come into his own and has done so much work. I really loved his stuff when he was working on the Batman stuff. That's when I was like, wow, this guy like kind of took it up a notch. And then he's just kind of gone full force into that style. So, and I mean, this series is okay. It's nothing deep, but it's kind of fun in a sense that like they just have all these cameos of all of Wolverine's greatest hits, like Sabretooth and Deadpool and all the X-Men and all that kind of stuff. And with this, and Omega Red, and with this red band version, they go a little bit more violent. I don't even know who these characters are, but all the classics I know. But yeah, they're doing this red band or whatever, mature version. What do they call it? Yeah, red band, explicit version. They're just doing this all over the place. This is probably different in the non-explicit version, I'm guessing. That's pretty explicit. And come to think of it, how many times have you seen a close-up on a face that Wolverine sliced through? Probably not that often. So that's actually well done. That's a well done slice. Capullo. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they jumped in time here forward. And I think there's one more issue after this. Yeah, I think this might be the last issue, number 5. So yeah, not much to talk about there, but if you like Capullo stuff, Jonathan Hickman's the writer on this. Jonathan Hickman's written some good things, but it doesn't go super deep for me, at least what I've read so far. That's probably my favorite page of this book. It's brutal. Wolverine Revenge. Oh. Okay, let's see. Whoop. Wait. Catch it up here. Wow, you guys just, wait a minute. Always secure your back door. Is that metaphorically? Who said Shelby was a great artist? What's up, Jason? I said it. Am I the first person to say that? Shelby's a great artist. Shelby did an awesome Prophet fan. What was it? Variant image? I don't know. I don't know what it was even. I just saw that last image and I was like, wow, that's amazing. So it looked cool. So cool. Welcome, Jason. Good seeing you. Eastern time zone here, of course. 4 artists now. Awesome one's keeping account. Nobody ever said. It'll be Friday by the time he's done. Hopefully not. Capullo threw a fit. Oh, okay. Not the first time. Is he like that? I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about his personality or his professionalism or whatever. Seems like the guy just gets the job done. I know he likes guitars from what I've seen and like rock and roll. But yeah, I didn't know anything about him. I have originals that no one would care about. Emo, not yet. Emo Trash. Hang on to those. Good seeing Jason. FCO was colorist. Yes, he was the colorist. You're right. Colorist pay is terrible. I would have left too for another gig. Yeah, I wonder what it was. I don't know the backstory, but it is kind of sucky. He bailed. He must have committed to the book and then bailed midway, and that's why. I don't know. Yeah, they were on a pretty fast clip with these books coming out, so maybe it was too much, too quick for him. He had too many books he was working on. Spider-Man versus Godzilla. Ryan Gosling. Oh my gosh. Gosling gonna be another tragedy of Disney if movie goes through. I like the band Red. They're pretty good. That sounds like an emo trash comment, John. Derailing. The post I sent you a while back of that one character that melted people's faces. That was also amazing. Oh, yeah. That you sent me? Yes, I think I remember that. Comrade Sammy's fighting the melatonin. Okay. Should I assume I count as one of the 4? I'm confused. Yes. Whoever's an artist. Pen to paper. Whoever's here is welcome. Amazing. Artists, you love them, but they can't be bothered. Lots of drama. Oh my gosh. Jason was 4. Nope. He's always number 1. Then Jay, then Shelby, the fake artist. Oh, man. Too many prissy persons in mainstream comics. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just, there is a lot of person. I mean, artists are sensitive. Sensitive artists. They bleed their art. And now that we all have a voice, a free voice from YouTube, social media, now we all get to hear the things that have always been there. Can you imagine if like Picasso had Twitter or X, or Leonardo da Vinci was on TikTok? Can you imagine? All right, here's my man, Declan Shalvey on Mystique number 4. I've been really liking this book. It's true to form of what Shalvey's been doing, what I expected him to do on this series. And a lot of espionage. And Mystique is a perfect character for espionage, intrigue, twists and turns in the plot. So it's been cool. And he, kind of similar to the Wolverine book, has been throwing in a lot of cameos. So this character Maverick, obviously Nick Fury. And then I saw, as I flipped through this at the store, Juggernaut. Come on, that's so cool. And, you know, with Mystique being able to shapeshift, which that's a crazy image, she can turn into any character. So that's kind of cool. Pretty much because he's writing and drawing the series, he can say, I want to add Juggernaut in here. How do I explain it? Well, Mystique transforms, shapeshifts into him. What I didn't know, maybe this is a recent thing. It wasn't like this, not that I remember, at least when I was reading stories with Mystique in it. I didn't realize that when she shapeshifted into the characters that she got their powers as well. So that's new. I don't know if that was a new thing that I missed, but yeah. But that's kind of neat. But then why wouldn't she just like shapeshift into, you know, Silver Surfer and then just like blast everybody with a cosmic blast, or shapeshift into Galactus and then eat the world? So I'm not quite sure what the rules are in that. This is cool though. It's a cool cable. Yeah, I love Shelby's stuff. There's Marrow. That was a character I really never got into that much, but she's kind of neat. Bones and such. Uh-huh. So, surprise, surprise. She was Nick Fury all along. I think there's one. This might be the last issue, number 5. It's either 5 or 6 issues. So this one's coming to a close soon. It's a great cover. Mystique, number 4, Declan Shalvey. Okay, wait. Wow. You guys, lots of conversation here. Okay, here we go. John, making fun of the chat ninja, not a smart move. Awesome one says, if Bankrupt shows up, I'll be surprised. John says, no, I could never be as good as a derailer in chief. I do that very periodically when something comes across my feed that seems like it'd be up your alley. Okay, here's the scoop. Shelby's always got the scoop. I've never heard of FCO splitting on a gig, so there was definitely something. That's probably inside baseball, but that won't be discussed publicly. Greg showing irritation online was an odd move, though. Yeah, it was a little unprofessional. And arguably, since he has a bigger audience, people believe his take more than FCO's probably. I don't even know if FCO has a online presence, but who knows? Emo Trash, you sent me some great cat videos, which I love. Art in Times of J. Ryan says, I don't hate that cover. Very good. Da Vinci would make some mind-blowing TikTok tutorials, right? That would be cool. Oh. Man, these colors, not a fan. Art in Times of J. Ryan is not a fan of the colors. So I think Shelby was coloring these too. Writer art. Oh no, Hollingsworth. Huh. Matt Hollingsworth, he's a pretty seasoned colorist. So, yeah. Pretty cool. No? Why don't you like them? But I guess for $15, what should I expect? Oh, wait, are we talking about a different thing? What are you looking at? Art in Times of J. Ryan. $15. What did I pay $15 for? I don't know. 2 pass airbrush went out the window in 01. Airbrush went out the window. Oh man, that's overpowered. Man, I'm so behind. I'm sorry, guys. Mystique severely underachieves in that case. This style art would benefit greatly by colorists like R.F. Prieto. More painterly style to lean into. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Jordi Belair, also a painterly color artist. She colored a lot of Shalvey's stuff, like his Moon Knight stuff, and Injection, the series he worked on called Injection with Warren Ellis. She colored a lot of that, and that was a great combo. And they were dating. I've mentioned this before. They were dating, but they're no longer dating, so she doesn't color his stuff anymore. I don't know if it was a bad breakup, but she doesn't color his stuff anymore. People enjoy airing dirty large laundry. Yeah, they do. They do. See how... Oh, $15 to color. Oh, $15. Oh, got you. I see. I thought you meant how much I paid for the book. $15. I was like, I don't remember paying that much for it. All right, cool. I caught up, I think. All right. Not so confused anymore. Absolute Wonder Woman number 4. I started on the fence with this series and I'm hanging on. I think there's one, again, I think there might be one or two. Oh no, actually no. Brian at the comic book store told me that this is an ongoing series. There's stuff that I really don't like about this series, and there's stuff that I really do like. I do like the dark take on it, the dark spin on it. And the talky talk stuff is okay, but I like when she starts, here we go back into like Greek mythology. It's kind of cool. When she starts fighting and using her like dark powers to fight is kind of cool. This is kind of cool to like be up against this monstrous Lovecraftian monster. Is pretty awesome. And I've been waiting for her. She pulled this sword out, I think in the first issue, but I'm waiting for her to like really use it. And in this issue, she does. Check that out. Pretty neat. This is Jordi Belair's color. Speaking of Jordi Belair, this is her coloring stuff, Shelby, which is more painterly, and she has quite a unique color palette that she chooses from, and I like it. But check out that sword. She said some sort of incantation and grew her sword. And I can't escape the fact that this feels like a reference to the American flag. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but that feels a little bit like Stars and Stripes right there. It's kind of crazy, but I love it. I love it. It's almost like Japanese in a sense of like how bizarre this gets with this sword. I do wish Wonder Woman, I like the dark rendition. Her design's cool, but something about the way he draws her, I wish like, you guys know how much I love Jose Luis Garcia Lopez's, like, he's got the like sassy, cutesy, sexy Wonder Woman. I wish he had a little bit more of that. But yeah. So yeah, I'm keeping up with it. It's still holding my attention. There's some cool stuff happening in there. Like, that's a cool pose. It's a cool cover. I like that. It's like hit or miss with his renditions of Wonder Woman. But overall, like, her design is cool. The feel of it's cool. The twist on her story is cool. So that's why I hold on to it. And a lot of people are talking about Absolute Wonder Woman. It was a little bit of a sleeper at the beginning, but now a lot of people are talking about it. They should have Wonder Woman use that sword for a chest plate. I'm going to give it one of these because I know what you're talking about. When you want another creator to start, it was a bad breakup. Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it. Zade Comics says Don Henley said it best. Jay, is that what Sumo paid you? And Jay says Sumo's a gentleman and a scholar. There you go. That reminds me of the time Jay yelled at people to buy. Come on. Jay wouldn't do that. Would you do that, Jay? I don't think so. I can't imagine. Cannot imagine. Maybe if he was dressed up as the Crow. Maybe then I can imagine it. But no, not Jay Ryan. Not much vibrancy to the colors in this Wonder Woman book so far, John says. I kind of like that. Maybe it could be a little bit more contrast. Like, yeah, this is pretty muted, but I think that's a little the kind of the point. It's a darker story. It's a like more somber take on Wonder Woman as opposed to like uplifting like Superman. It's a little darker. I don't like her rendition of this guy. It looks very not manly at all. He's kind of weak. Like this mechanical arm's kind of cool. They should have one. Oh yeah, we got that. American Cyborg, great movie. Sort of the Berserk. I mean, the new Wonder Woman. Yeah, that's right. Wonder Woman holds the egg from Berserk. Too bad the anime doesn't go past the introduction to the demons. Oh. Conrad Sam is still awake, John. Don't worry. People like these mediocre takes on these characters because comics have been terrible for the last 10 years, and this hot dog water tastes great in comparison. Ouch. I mean, from what I've heard, this absolute, whether you like it or not, this absolute line, and maybe this is true, Jay, this absolute line has been doing well. It's been doing well. A lot of people, like, it's been selling well from what I've heard and what I've been reading, and people have been liking it. And I think because it's so different, so different, and they've got very unique teams on each of these books. So, yeah, they're doing well. And I will say, I'm not going to talk about it today, but Absolute Superman was my least favorite, but it's growing on me. Actually, I've been enjoying it. I just finished reading issue 3, I think, and I've been enjoying it. So, I don't know. Maybe I like hot dog water too. Okay, two more from today. We're almost there. Geiger, number 10. I think this came out more than a couple weeks ago. Very consistently great. The last couple issues were a fill-in artist, which, in my opinion, not as good as Gary Frank, but still good. Pelletier is his name. Gary Frank comes back to Geiger, and the cool thing about this, and they alluded to it at the end of issue 9, is that Junkyard Joe is coming back or crossing paths with Geiger in this. So that's pretty cool. They're starting to like cross over some of their existing series. And I mean, he's cool. He's really cool. In the last issue, I don't think I talked about issue 9, but in the last issue, he kind of lost control a little bit and just started killing everything around him. He was in the middle of a battle and just lost control. And so it was kind of cool. This guy who's been his Pancho to his Don Quixote helped him gain control by putting those rods back in his back. So it's neat. Consistently good. Very intriguing story. Great characters. Great artwork. Yeah, what more can I say? There he is, Junkyard Joe, coming in to crossover. Looks like he's looking for Geiger too. Yeah, it's cool. I'm very curious to see how they're going to tie these two stories together. Whoa. Ash Arden. Who? I don't know anything about this girl. That's a great intro, though. There he is, Junkyard Joe. He had his own series. I think Junkyard Joe was kind of the first Ghost Machine character before they officially announced Ghost Machine. So it was like a pre-launch character. They did a few issues or several issues, finished that series, and then now they're bringing him back to actually be folded into the actual huge Ghost Machine plotline. It's cool. I love that they do this, and they've been sticking to it. I haven't seen one book, maybe like a week has been late, but they've kept to it. They like learned from the Image years of coming out with a huge splash and then not staying consistent. And yeah, it's great. I'm a big fan of Ghost Machine, so. There we go. Oh no, I think also they did a Geiger series too. That's right. Before the huge launch, so. Pretty cool. Geiger number 10. Still awake. All right. Emo Trash says your boy might join us. You say that all the time, Emo Trash. I have not met this boy yet, but he's more than welcome to join us. Sent him the link because I've accidentally been ignoring his messages. Nice. She lost her arm just like Guts. Wow. Yeah, there's definitely some, outside influences, anime influences in that Wonder Woman design and story, but yeah, it's cool. Have you been reading Hyde Street? Have I? Heck yeah. Best comic in the past decade. Now that's a big statement there, Mr. Discord. It's really good though. And I was actually hunting for this today and they didn't have any on the rack, and I said, "Did Hyde Street 3 come out?" And he was like, "It did." And usually they carry enough Ghost Machine titles at the store I go to that I don't have to reserve it. But I couldn't find it, and he was like, "Well, we did have them on the rack, and then lo and behold, they had one left out in their window display. So this is the copy that he had in his window display." And he kind of slapped my hand a little bit, not literally, but Brian was just like, "Well, you gotta put it down, put it on your pull list if you want it." So Hyde Street was one where I wanted to just see. I just like, it's a horror comic. What's this gonna be about? And after I saw that first issue, I was like, this is awesome. And I read the second issue and I was like, this is amazing. So I'm really excited about this series. The first time I've been really excited about any kind of horror comic series. And the artwork in this is stunning. And the writing is great. It's really creepy, really well done, super interesting characters. And yeah, I feel like Ivan Reis and Danny Miki are killing it on the artwork. So good. I know they've worked together before on like DC stuff, but this, I mean, I think this is just like top-notch artwork. It's very frightening. Look how cool that is. And I'm pretty sure it's Brad Anderson. Yep, Brad Anderson on colors. He's the main colorist on Ghost Machine stuff, and he's doing so good. Tackling so many different kinds of stories and like making the colors work so well. Emo Trash is given a yay for Geiger. Geiger came out last week, I believe. Yeah, I did. I was a little behind in picking that one up. My poor boy getting Shant and Rocky confused. People do that all the time. We look just like each other. Peter Dinklage is reprising the role of Toxic Avenger? What? Really? That's weird. I'm assuming just his voice, right? Shant and Rocky are one person. We are. Yep. Johnny Appleseed is coming to Redcoat. That's right. Hasn't come out yet, but that's right. He's coming in the next issue. Emo Trash, get ready. An inconsistent artist? Nah, don't believe that. That cover, did he see Santa Claus kissing mommy? Yeah, it's kind of gross. This kid is nuts. Nutso. Frankie, the like Cub Scout, he's nuts. Really creepy. And then they do this like reverse eye thing on him from time to time. It's so frightening. Yeah, this just came out, but I mean, it's a Christmas issue. A little late for Christmas, but. Well, that's Snowman. That's awesome. What in the... What is that? Yeah, he's like this bratty, demonic kid. Oh, he's some sort of monster, like a Frankenstein's monster. That's cool. Dang. There we go, Johnny Appleseed. Yeah. Hyde Street's good. All right. This is the one oh no. Family. Oh, no. Yeah. I do like Rockefellers. I flipped through Devour, didn't pick it up, and it was just a one shot. Didn't like it. Hornsby and Halo, I haven't picked that up. I didn't really like the artwork in that one, so I didn't pick that up. But all these other ones, Rockefellers, Hyde Street, Rook Exodus, Geiger, Redcoat, Junkyard Joe, all excellent. That's a lot of good books for one label. Shelby says, best book of the decade. I mean, come on. I think for the next 20 years, newer artists will be influenced by anime. The failed reveal of the new Naughty Dog game, someone pointed out almost every scene as a reference for an anime or manga. Yeah, for sure. That's not a bad thing, though. That's not a bad thing, but yeah, I can see that. Probably going to dip by 2, Emo Trash says. No problem. Yeah, I'm going to end soon. Don't worry. This was all... Oh, no. I do have some more stuff. Not done yet, but I won't be here for much longer. Hyde Street is being slept on hard. I hope they keep it going. I've seen some pages up through issue 9. 9? Holy moly, they're already in issue 9? Dang. Is this your Miki connection that you've seen? Yeah, it's... I've always loved his inks. He's been one of those rock star inkers from the Image days, but this is next level, what he's doing. Hyde Street looks and sounds awesome. It's unfortunate comics aren't in the budget at the moment. No worries, Emo Trash. I actually haven't seen any Ghost Machine books at the library compiled. They're starting to compile. Yeah, I haven't seen any compiled at the library because that's always an option if you can't afford comics. It's not a straight up horror book. There's poetic justice served throughout. My brain is slowly clocking out Rockies once again, just word jumbles. Hang in there, comrade Sammy. Okay. Later, guys. I'm passing out here, so I'll bow out here. Great stream. Be safe, everyone. See you later, Timmy Mello. Feel better, my friend. Get some rest. I mean, you're still awake, but get some. Hopefully, you get good sleep, and feel better. It's no fun to be sick. Okay, I do want to I want to look through a couple things really quick, and I'll end it. I'll go fast. A couple back issues I picked up. Look at this. John Paul Leon art. Batman Detective Comics number 35. I picked it up because it's John Paul Leon, and he's the best. Sadly gone, but all incredible. Dave Stewart on colors. Look at this madness. John Paul Leon. Beautiful, beautiful realism mixed with graphic storytelling, graphic simplification. Oh, so good. He's such a good storyteller too. I think there's 2 issues of this, as with like Detective Comics and Legends of the Dark Knight. It's really cool. I love that format for something like Batman because they give little mini runs for like artists or writers to work on. So I think this was a 2-issue run. But I just found this issue. Oh, this is so good. Look at that crazy plane crashing through. Amazing. And his Batman's cool too. A lot of dark shadows. Love it. I can't get enough of John Paul Leon's artwork. I don't know if I ever went through the Winter Men Artist Edition on stream before. I think I got that before I started streaming. It's amazing. They did a Kickstarter on it, and it's really hard to buy now because it was kind of produced limitedly. Had a limited release, but I won't pull it out. I won't pull it out today, but it's awesome. And to see his artwork in black and white is amazing. But this is cool. Cool stuff. This Batman's so cool. Oh, I wish he didn't pass away. So yeah, I think there's a 2nd issue. I gotta find it, but this is amazing. Would love to see this in black and white. Batman Detective Comics. I picked up these back issues at that store I was telling you about, where I met the one of the people that works there, and he was like, when I asked him if he worked there, he was like, unfortunately. I think he just had a long day. Okay, so but this was another run. So these are 5 issues. These are the last things I'm not going to look at all 5. I'll look at the first one. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up was, excuse me, this artist, Chris Brunner. I don't know much about him. I do believe he crossed paths, or either crossed paths or had a short stint at Geiger Studios in Atlanta, where Jason Pearson, Brian Stelfreeze, Adam Hughes, Cully Hamner, Dave Johnson, all those guys had Carl Story worked. And you can see from his style that influence there. And he's a great artist, but what struck me by this, I was just flipping through back issues. And again, this is Legends of the Dark Knight, so it's a like a 5-issue run of this story. John Wagner was the writer and Chris Brunner's the artist. But what totally made me buy these issues were the covers, like so striking and different. Such a cool style. Look at that. I haven't read these yet, but I just love these covers. They're so cinematic and stylized. This kind of feels like a Brian Stelfreeze-ish take on Bruce Wayne, but not, Look at that. Batman. It's awesome. So cool. This very like black and white, stark style. So I'll flip through the first issue just so we can see closer Chris Brunner's style, but I don't know much about him. I don't know what he's working on, if he's working on anything currently. These came out in 2003, 2004, so a long time ago. So yeah, I don't know what he's working on now, but I thought it'd be just kind of worth a look because he's not an artist you hear much about. I don't know much about him, but he's got a very, very neat style that fits into that gaijin world. He did the art, all of the art, so he is the penciler and inker on this. Guess I can hang till the end. I've already made it this far. That's right. Yeah. This save the best for last. Library. Yeah, Emo Trash. Go check out your library. You'd be surprised at what you can find as far as comics and graphic novels in your library. And stuff like some current stuff makes it in there pretty fast. So I know like at least in my current library or my local library, you can already get the first compilation of Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers series. And that compilation just came out maybe a couple months ago, so it's pretty amazing that it's already. And I know that since the popularity of graphic novels and manga, like most libraries start carrying a lot of that stuff. Cool take on Batman. Stark contrast to Kelly Jones's Batman. Look how tiny his ears are. He barely can notice his ears. Wee 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 ears. But it's cool. This feels very gaijin to me. It's like cool cars, car chases, action sequences that are staged pretty cool, very dramatically, very influenced by film, and yeah, just a lot of action happening. And then very, very strong graphic character designs. This is a cool design here. This guy's mask with a hockey mask. That's nice. Gordon. And this like headlights in the background on a wet street. Yeah, and it looks like who's the colorist? James Sinclair. He's very seasoned, a lot of experience. He's going very monochromatic on these things, which I think is appropriate for this style. Yeah, Chris Brenner definitely went through the Gaijin school of storytelling as I look at his work. That's cool. Cool Batman. Pretty neat. Wait, who's this? Oh, Rick Mays. Awesome One's making hot dog and chili right now? My goodness. Wonder if they'd be at the college library. You don't know. I haven't seen Ghost Machine stuff in the library yet. I don't even think they've compiled any of the series yet. They might be working on that. It's all just individual issues. ASU and U of A both have end caps loaded with trade paperbacks of Ghost Machine. Oh, really? No joke. No joke. All right, cool. I didn't know that they had trade paperbacks of that stuff yet. So that's awesome. Jeff must know somebody. All right, cool. There you go, Emo Trash. That's a good point, John. All the artists checking out the graphic novels. Emo Trash is not at an art school. I'm in a community college. Oh, okay. Yeah, so check out your local library. I've always been impressed with how much our local libraries are stocked with graphic novels here. American Discord, Shelby says, I'm staying away from Rook for another year or so. Gives me another book to look forward to if everything else is garbage by the time. It's good. Jason Fabek's artwork is so good. So good in that series, Shelby. You will be I love the story in that. When I first saw that concept, the designs, I was like, whoa, these designs look cool. But when I first read the concept, I was like, this is gonna be like dumb. Is this gonna be hokey? But it's not. It's great. Excellent story. Characters and story. Dude, R.I.P. your stomach. Okay. Just catching up here, and we're going to wrap up. Sometimes they do super good sales. Are we talking about the library? Sometimes. Oh, no, my library takes donation. It has 6 sales. Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah, my libraries. I mean, I've heard of library sales before. I don't know if I've been to a library sale. They have this thing, like this organization called Friends of the Library, and they have like an annual sale, like in a big, there's a like warehouse section in the city here called Fort Mason, where they have these huge warehouses, and they'll do like a Friends of the Library sale. Well, they'll have rows and rows. I don't think I've ever gone where I was like hunting for graphic novels in that one, but that makes me want to keep my eye out for that. K-pop. Beautiful Joe. I remember that game. That's hilarious. That had cool designs. Or they sell out items off the shelf. I know I've bought books before online that have been, what do you call them? Like discontinued at the library or whatever you call it. Is it discontinued or not de-escalated? Something. Decommissioned? I don't know what they called it. They have like a stamp that they put it on the library. Not discarded. I don't remember. Batman is always cool. Wouldn't be Batman if he wasn't cool. It's true. It's true. You can always request colleges, even local community colleges, to carry specific books. Just look up the ISBN or WIC online. Amazon has those identifiers listed on all the books. There you go. Have a great night, y'all. See you later, Jason. I'm not sure if the campus library would be open when I got out of class, or if it is, it probably doesn't open till like right after class. Really? That wouldn't make sense. What do you do? How do you do your research if you're in class? Better check up on that. Peace, number one artist. Yes, each library does that to fund the library. Yes. That's right. That sounds good. I have not gone to a Friends of the Library sale, but now that you say that, I need to look for it. Because with all the graphic novels and stuff that they carry, they're bound to sell some now. Were the books stamped donated? I tend to donate a few dozen books and graphic novels every year. I think it was, I want to say discarded. I don't remember it saying donated. Class starts at 8 a.m. Okay. I'm going to let you guys go. I am going to let you guys. That's not what I meant. Wrong button. Holy moly. All right, that was great. We got through a lot. We got 2 unboxings. We got Batman, Futurians Volume 2. All the books I picked up today. We got D.L. Lair's Greek mythology. That was cool. And then a couple of these back issues. John Paul Leon, Chris Brunner. It was great. Lots of people hanging out. Midnight or late night stream. Surprise. So good seeing all of you. Maybe this is a good time to do Wednesday streams then. If I get so many people showing up. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me on my Thursday comics. My Wednesday comics. Thanks for coming. Hit that like before you leave if you don't mind. What's coming up? I have no idea. I've got to start another master study. I'm kind of thinking about throwing a twist in there yet. Throwing in a twist. in the master study. Who knows? There's a Steranko page out there that someone that will not be named, whose name might rhyme with Schmishner Schmunky Schmoy, Schmixny Schmine. There's a Steranko page that he's been calling out, which is a very, very cool page that I'm very tempted. So we'll see. I have not decided. I don't know if I'll be able to start a master study this week. It's a little bananas. But yeah, and I'm working on another video, like a pre-recorded video too. That's not going to be live streamed. So yeah, there's still a lot of stuff going on, but I got a lot of things in the works. Too many things in the works. But anyway, we'll get into it. We'll let you guys know. But thanks for hanging out with me this Wednesday. Yes, Comrade Sammy, I'm ending. You can sleep. The great sleep. The bright light that you're seeing, go towards the light, Comrade Sammy. You can do it. But I will see you guys soon. Keep the notifications up, and I'll keep you informed of what's next. I'm a little like big question mark of what might come next. But hopefully I'll get to stream one more time before the end of this week. I'll give it my best try. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody being here. I will catch you next time. Take care. Hang on. Here it is. There's the previous match. I posted it, John. I posted it on social media. Here, I'll show it on the overhead. That's the first time I interrupted my end. There he is. That is the finished Barry Windsor Smith master study. That turned out cool. So cool. I even put my signature RB after BWS. Tried to draw it like Barry Windsor Smith did. But there you go. I didn't have to draw a background or nothing. So yeah, finish that up. I was so excited, so happy how that turned out. I barely needed to use a technical pen on this one. I was able to do most of this with the Winsor Newton brush, which was surprising, but I think it's just testament to the brush itself and maybe my hand quality. I don't know. Like all these hairs, all brush. Anyway, there you go, John. Ta-da. All right. See you guys later.